Pope Francis has just made a historic decision. He has officially stepped down as the head of the Catholic Church. This marks a significant turning point for the Vatican, but what's even more shocking is the man who is set to take his place. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle is now officially the new pope, and his rise to this position has sparked both excitement and controversy. For over a decade, Pope Francis has been known for his efforts to modernize the Catholic Church. He has emphasized mercy, inclusion, and social justice. However, those close to him have said that he feels his mission is now complete. Behind closed doors, he has spoken with his closest advisors, expressing peace with his decision to step down. His leadership hasn't been easy. He has faced global crises, internal church issues, and strong opposition from conservative factions. But through it all, he has remained committed to adapting the Church to meet the needs of its followers. Now, the focus shifts to his successor. While the next pope is typically chosen through a conclave of cardinals, it's no secret that Pope Francis has had a strong influence on who would take over after him. Insiders have long speculated that he has favored someone who shares his progressive vision, someone who would continue his work toward making the Church more inclusive and socially aware. The decision to step down comes at an interesting time. The world is currently celebrating the Jubilee of Hope, an event initiated by Pope Francis in 2020 to inspire renewal and reflection. Now, unexpectedly, this event coincides with the end of his papacy. Despite stepping down, Francis's legacy will be remembered for his bold actions opening discussions on previously taboo topics, addressing climate change, and reforming the Vatican's financial practices. The transition of papal leadership is never simple. It is a process deeply rooted in tradition, and it has only happened once before in modern history, when Pope Benedict XVI resigned in 2013. Now, history repeats itself as Pope Francis follows in his predecessor's footsteps. This decision will undoubtedly shape the future of the Catholic Church. Within Vatican City, there is an atmosphere of both excitement and uncertainty. The question on everyone's mind is how this transition will impact the Church's stance on critical issues. Will the new Pope continue Francis's push for inclusion of women in leadership roles? Will the Church take a more progressive approach toward LGBTQ+ Catholics? How will it handle the ongoing crisis of clerical abuse? These are crucial concerns that will define the next chapter of Catholicism. Beyond religious circles, Pope Francis has been a global figure. His advocacy for social justice, environmental care, and interfaith dialogue has made him a transformative leader. Now, with his resignation, the world watches as the Catholic Church prepares for one of the most historic announcements in recent memory. So, how will Pope Francis announce his decision to the world's 1.3 billion Catholics? What will his farewell message be like? And most importantly, how will the new Pope handle the immense responsibility that awaits him? Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle now steps into one of the most powerful positions in the world, and he has big shoes to fill. The election of a new pope follows a sacred and secretive process. The College of Cardinals gathers in the Sistine Chapel to vote, and while the choice is meant to be independent, Pope Francis's influence will still be felt. Many of the cardinals who will cast their votes were appointed by Francis himself, meaning they are likely to favor someone who aligns with his vision. Among the many names being considered, one has stood out: Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle. Crenti, in the Philippines but deeply connected to the Vatican, Tagle is widely known as a bridge builder and a unifier. He has dedicated his career to serving the poor and marginalized, reflecting the same values Pope Francis has championed. Tagle's leadership extends beyond the Catholic Church. He has worked on humanitarian missions in Africa, advocating for economic reforms that uplift struggling communities. In Myanmar, he played a key role in interfaith dialogue, fostering peace in a nation divided by political and ethnic conflict. His advocacy for migrants and refugees has been unwavering. As the head of Caritas International, the Vatican's humanitarian branch, he has traveled to refugee camps, meeting displaced families and amplifying their voices on the world stage. But what makes Cardinal Tagle truly remarkable is his ability to turn compassion into action. He doesn't just talk about social justice, he actively works to create change. His work with the Vatican has included funding education programs, training, and healthcare initiatives in impoverished areas. His leadership has given hope to countless people worldwide. Tagle's strong connection to Pope Francis has fueled speculation that he was always meant to be his successor. In 2019, Francis appointed him as the head of the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples, a crucial role in spreading Catholic teachings globally. This move placed him at the heart of the Church's mission, allowing him to influence the future of Catholicism in rapidly growing regions. However, Tagle is not without controversy. His progressive views on certain issues have made him a target for conservative factions within the Church. His approach to China, where the Vatican has been trying to navigate complex political and religious challenges, has also raised concerns. Stepping into the role of Pope means he will face intense scrutiny, both from within the Church and from the outside world. Despite these challenges, many see Cardinal Tagle as the perfect choice to lead the Catholic Church into the future. Humility, warmth, and deep theological knowledge make him relatable to everyday Catholics. He embodies the values of Pope Francis, while also bringing his unique vision for the Church's role in a rapidly changing world. As the world awaits an official statement, one thing is clear: this is a defining moment for the Catholic Church. The transition from Pope Francis to Cardinal Tagle marks a shift in leadership that will shape the future of Catholicism for generations. How will Tagle handle the pressures of being the new pope? Will he continue the reforms initiated by Francis? And most importantly, will he be able to unify a church that remains deeply divided between tradition and progress? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: history is being made right now. This marks a significant turning point for the Vatican, but what's even more shocking is the man who is set to take his place. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle is now officially the new pope, and his rise to this position has sparked both excitement and controversy. For over a decade, Pope Francis has been known for his efforts to modernize the Catholic Church. He has emphasized mercy, inclusion, and social justice. However, those close to him have said that he feels his mission is now complete. Behind closed doors, he has spoken with his closest advisors, expressing peace with his decision to step down. His leadership hasn't been easy. He has faced global crises, internal church issues, and strong opposition from conservative factions. But through it all, he has remained committed to adapting the Church to meet the needs of its followers. Now, the focus shifts to his successor. While the next pope is typically chosen through a conclave of cardinals, it's no secret that Pope Francis has had a strong influence on who would take over after him.